In the far north of Tanzania, there's a lake that looks like it belongs on another planet. From above, it glows blood red. Its water is hot enough to scald and caustic enough to strip the ink off paper and burn skin on contact. And scattered along its shores are the bodies of birds and bats, perfectly preserved, calcified into eerie statues, frozen exactly as they died. People call it the lake that turns animals to stone. It looks like the most lethal water on Earth. And yet, it is one of the single most important cradles for life on the entire African continent. So what is this red lake? Why does it mummify the dead? And how can something this deadly also be a nursery? This is Lake Natron. It sits in the East African Rift, the colossal crack where the continent is slowly tearing itself in two. And looming right beside it is one of the strangest volcanoes on the planet, Ol Doinyo Lengai, which erupts a cold, black foaming lava found almost nowhere else on Earth. That volcano is the whole reason the lake is so deadly. Its rock and ash are packed with sodium carbonate, a mineral called natron. It's the very same salt the ancient Egyptians used to mummify their dead. Rain washes it down into the lake, and here's the catch. The lake has no outlet. Nothing drains away, so the natron just gathers and concentrates. Under a punishing sun, the trapped water evaporates fast, leaving a shallow, blistering soda brine. Temperatures climb toward 60 degrees Celsius. The pH can reach 10.5, closer to ammonia or bleach than to anything you'd call water. Almost nothing can survive it, but something can. Microscopic salt-loving bacteria that bloom across the surface, and as the water evaporates and grows saltier, they turn a vivid red and orange. So bright, the whole lake can be seen glowing from space. And when an animal dies in this water, a bird that misjudges the mirror-flat surface and crashes in, the soda doesn't let it rot. It preserves it. It calcifies the body, sealing it in mineral, exactly the way Egyptian natron preserved a pharaoh. That is the petrification. But here's where the famous story quietly falls apart. The lake does not turn living animals to stone on contact. Those haunting photographs, the calcified eagle perched on a branch, the swallow frozen in flight, were made by a photographer named Nick Brandt. He found the long-dead, naturally preserved carcasses washed up on the shore, and he arranged them in lifelike poses, propping them on branches to, in his words, bring them back to life. It's breathtaking art. But the lake didn't freeze those creatures mid-motion. It simply embalmed bodies that were already gone. And that points to the far bigger myth, that Lake Natron is a lifeless zone of death, because it is exactly the opposite. This deadly lake is the most important breeding ground for the lesser flamingo anywhere on Earth. Up to 2.5 million of them, roughly 3/4 of the entire world's population, are born here, and almost nowhere else. And the very thing that makes the lake so hostile is what makes it perfect for them. The burning caustic water is a moat. Almost no predator can cross it to reach their nests, so the flamingos raise their chicks in near total safety. And those red bacteria staining the water, that's their food. It's the spirulina they filter from the brine. And it's exactly what turns a flamingo pink. The most poisonous water in Africa is, for one bird, the safest cradle in the world. And that is the real reason it's there. Lake Natron isn't a lake of death. It's a paradox. It exists, because a splitting continent and a bizarre volcano poured poison into a bowl with no way out. Poison that preserves the dead and repels the living. And in doing precisely that, it accidentally built the perfect fortress for new life. It's a reminder that deadly and life-giving are often the same force wearing two different masks, and that the harshest place you can imagine might be hiding the most fragile miracle of all. The only real threat to it now is us. Every plan to mine its soda or dam its river risks emptying the cradle. That's why it's there. Every place hides a story like this, just beneath the surface. We'll keep digging them up, one map at a time.